Well, hello there, amazing and beautiful people. Zazra here once again. So in today's video, I will be talking with you guys about a self-healing journey. What is a self-healing journey? How you can get into your self-healing journey, and why it is important to get into a self-healing journey, and what actually happens when you are walking in a path where you're trying to heal yourself, you're trying to make yourself strong, you're trying to become aware of yourself, to understand yourself, to work with yourself in harmony. So a self-healing journey is very important to each and every individual being on this planet. So in order to understand the reason why you are here, what you actually want to do with this life, which kind of a life that you should be leading, to understand all these things, you have to become aware of yourself, you have to understand yourself, you have to get to know yourself, and also specifically you have to let go of all the dark parts of yourself which is keeping you down, which is hurting you, which is keeping your mental state or your mindset in a very low vibrational level. You have to let go of all those dark sides that's already attached to yourself. So working with yourself, getting into a path of self-healing, it is going to transform your life. It is going to change you, change the person who you are, change your perspectives, the way that you are perceiving world, the way that you're looking at things, the way that you are trying to build your life, the way that you're trying to improve yourself. Everything is going to change when you are working with yourself in harmony and when you are in this self-healing journey. So as we all know, we have been brought up in different ways. We have not been always given the best, always not have been taught the best things, always. We have been going through so many life experiences since the day that we were born and up until now. So all these experiences, all the things that we have been hearing, all the things that we have been witnessing, all these things are going to change or build your character unconsciously. You are perceiving things from the outside world, from the things that you are seeing and hearing from the outside world, and you are building an identity for yourself in an autopilot mode. So honestly, this is not who you are. The things that you're hearing, the things that you have been experiencing could be traumatic experiences, could be unhealthy experiences. All these things, when you are experiencing these things, it becomes you, it becomes the person who you are, it becomes your behavior, it becomes your thinking pattern, it becomes your emotions, it becomes who you are. But you have to understand that is not you. Giving yourself a false identity, this is not who you are. You are a completely different being of love and light. You have so much of energy and potential to create your reality, end your suffering, to become successful, do anything that you love to do, that you are willing to do, and become successful doing anything. You have that potential inside of you, but because of the limitations and because of the things that you have been getting from this outside world, your character is now different. And many people think that is who they are, and they keep on believing that, and they keep on living their whole entire lives in such unconscious ways. But you do not have to do that. You don't have to become that. You have to become conscious. You have to become aware of yourself. You have to understand who you are. You might be having behavioral patterns, you might be having thoughts and emotions that is really triggering you, that is really putting you down, that is really affecting you, affecting your life, affecting your daily life, affecting your relationships with people. You could be having unhealthy emotions and thoughts and behaviors within yourself. But if you accept this is who I am, without trying to understand why is this happening to me, why am I behaving in this way, why am I like this, I want to change myself. So when you are becoming conscious, this is not who I am, or this is not who I want to be, that is the time that you are stepping into a self-healing journey. So the first step to get into a self-healing journey, or to start your self-healing journey, is to understand yourself, your nature, the things that you want to let go, the behaviors, the thought patterns, the thinking patterns, your emotions, the things that you want to let go. Becoming aware of that and letting these parts go is the first step in a self-healing journey. You have to understand not all your thoughts, not all your emotions, not all your behaviors are yours. These things could have been getting adapted into your life, into your character, into the person who you are when you are experiencing all these things since you were born, since you were a kid. So letting go of all the unhealthy parts, letting go of all the unhealthy behaviors that you are having is the most important part. For example, it could be anger, it could be jealousy, it could be self-harm, it could be criticizing yourself, it could be criticizing others, it could be getting angry, and it could be behaving violently. It could be anything. It could be anything. You just have to think about all these things, and you have to be conscious. This is not me. This is what I have been getting from the outside world, but I can change this. So as first step, I am letting all these things go. I am letting all these things go. In this first step, one of the most important parts is that you have to become aware, or you have to understand that the way that you have been brought up. How was your household environment when you were a kid? How you were raised? Were your parents toxic? Were your parents always talking down about themselves? Were they always criticizing other people? Were they always comparing their lives with other people? Were they always thinking very negatively? Were they always been punishing you when you were doing something wrong, when you did a mistake? Have they been blaming you? You have to remind all these things, and you have to become conscious that all these negative, toxic behaviors will, of course, affect who you are now. So you have to let these things go. Traumatic things, the unhealthy things that you have been witnessing, that you have been experiencing since you were a kid, and you have to let these things go as well. Because when you are letting these things go, when you are becoming conscious and aware about these things, you are eventually going to change your character, your nature, the person who you are. Your behavioral patterns, your thinking patterns and emotions are going to change when you are becoming aware of your past, and then you're letting all the negative, toxic or unhealthy parts go away. Also, sometimes you could be getting your behaviors, your emotions genetically, which means if your mother is getting angry, or if your father is always getting angry, this anger might come down to you through genetics, through DNA. So in these kind of cases, you will have to recognize all these patterns, and you will have to become conscious about your parents' behaviors, how they've been treating other people, how they've been treating to themselves. You have to be conscious about these behaviors, and then you have to decide for yourself, I am not going to be that person. I might be getting this genetically. This might be in my DNA, but I'm going to change that. I am going to rewrite my programming. I am going to become conscious about myself, and I'm going to be a better person. I am going to love myself, I am going to heal myself, and I'm going to change myself, and because of that, my DNA is going to change. This is going to happen. Of course, this is going to happen. You can change your DNA by changing your programming, changing the way that you're thinking, by changing your emotions, by changing the way that you are reacting in a situation, by understanding yourself, and by giving so much of love and attention and affection to yourself. You can change your DNA so that you are going to heal your bloodline. You are going to heal generational trauma so that you are not going to take that into the future generations. You are not giving it to your children. You are stopping it by yourself. By healing yourself like this, you are healing your ancestors, you're healing your bloodline, you're healing the future generations. You are bringing light into the world through the future generations. So the next major part of being in a self-healing journey is that giving yourself all the love that you have always been wanting, giving yourself all the attention that you have been seeking from other people, giving yourself the compliments that you have never heard before, giving yourself all the attention, giving yourself all the care, being so kind to yourself. This is crucial, this is important if you want to become a being of light, if you want to become a being of pure love. Because when you start to be that love and light from within yourself, you are able to give it to the whole world, to the people. You are able to give it to animals, you are able to give it to Mother Nature, and it is so beautiful, which means this is going to be a so beautiful energy exchange between you and the entire world. It is going to bring so much of satisfaction, so much of awareness, so much of spiritual healing, so much of wisdom to your life, and it is going to be very, very, very satisfying. Nothing can be compared to this feeling when you are being that love and light, and when you are being in harmony with yourself and with the entire cosmos. It is so beautiful, and it is amazing. So as I was saying, loving yourself is one of the major parts in your healing journey. You have to love yourself. So when I say love yourself, it is not only just buying yourself gifts, buying yourself the things that you like. It is not only that. When I say loving yourself, you have to talk to yourself in a very loving way, in a very kind way. You have to always motivate yourself. I personally motivate myself throughout the whole day. I always keep on motivating myself because I know there's nobody else who is going to motivate me like I can do. Because your motivation, the inner voice that is going to come from within yourself, and that kind of motivation, it really drives you. So you have to become your number one motivator. Keep on motivating yourself. It is important, and keep on talking to you kindly. I always try my best to talk to me kindly. Sometimes there's gonna be thoughts that is going to criticize you, or there's gonna be negative thoughts saying that you're not good enough, that you cannot be doing this, that you cannot do this, that you cannot accomplish this, that you are such a failure. These kind of thoughts, these kind of negative emotions are going to be there. But what is important is that you are not paying attention to this kind of negativity, but instead you are pouring your energy and attention to all those positive thoughts, positive affirmations, positive beliefs, and rewiring yourself, reprogramming yourself. When you become this conscious, when you cleanse yourself out of these negative emotions, out of these negative feelings and thought patterns, you are creating your high vibrational being. You are changing, and this change is going to raise your vibrations, and it is going to change your reality. The negative things in your reality, the negative people, the negative situations, the hardships, hard times, these things will go away, and you will step into a new reality that is full of prosperity, success, good vibes, positivity, and love and light. And it is so blissful to be there. So the next most important thing in your healing journey is that becoming very conscious about the way that you're reacting to things. You always have to think further. You always have to think more than reacting impulsively. Many of us, we are used to reacting impulsively. We are used to reacting when something happens. We will just end up reacting very unconscious ways. It could bring out very negative results as well. So without just reacting unconsciously and impulsively, if something is happening in your life, if you're facing something, if you're facing any kind of a thing, just be patient and start to think. Why is this happening to me? If something is triggering you, just ask yourself, why am I being triggered? What is this trying to teach me? How should I act in this situation? Just be patient and just start to think within your mind. Sit with yourself. You do not have to react and just face that situation unconsciously. You have to think, you have to be wise, and then you can act according to that situation, and then you can react in conscious ways. So asking yourself, if something is triggering you, if something is hurting you, if something is making you mad, if something is making you sad, ask yourself, why am I being sad? Why am I being triggered in this way? What is this trying to teach me? Why my emotions are being hurt? Ask yourself. When you keep on asking, when you keep on thinking, when you keep on bringing suggestions, this is how it is happening, this is why I am being hurt, all these answers will come to you. You are going to be more mature when you keep on thinking like this in this kind of challenging situations rather than just reacting. Because when you are reacting, it could be horrible sometimes. Even you cannot control yourself. For example, in a situation where you are getting angry because of other people, if you keep on reacting in a very bad way, shouting or blaming or screaming or slamming doors or anything, if you keep on acting in such unconscious ways, you will eventually regret it. And it is going to be such a bad mark into your character. Don't be that, because wise, patient people, those who are aware of themselves, those who have so much self-control and emotional intelligence, they do not behave like that. They do not act like that. They do not get impulsive. They think, they have broadened their horizons to think, so they are able to handle the situation in such smart ways than other people, those who are not thinking about themselves, or those who are not conscious about themselves. So the next thing is that I will tell you a few things that I do in my healing journey in order to understand myself, in order to keep myself in control, and also to be conscious and aware all the time. The first thing is that meditation is something that I do daily, that I love and respect the most. So it is going to make you patient, it is going to make you wise, it is going to give you so much of universal wisdom to understand everything that's happening around you in your life and beyond life and everything. So meditation is crucial. It is really important. At least try to meditate 15 minutes a day, which will transform your life along the way. So the second thing is that journaling is really amazing. Whenever that I'm getting hurt, whenever that I'm doubting myself, whenever that I'm emotionally vulnerable, I write this down in my journal. I write all my emotions, all the whole situation. I sometimes explain this because when you are writing, you are putting away a burden, you are freeing yourself. Because sometimes you might have experienced this. If you are struggling with something, keeping it inside of yourself, and it feels so heavy, but when you tell it to someone that you trust, to a friend, to someone dear to you, you suddenly feel the burden is gone, you suddenly feel light. So same thing happens with journal. When you write down the things that is hurting you, that is troubling you, that is making you sad, when you try to write these things down clearly, you are putting away that weight. You are becoming light, and with that kind of energy, you can sort things out, you can figure things out. You can ask yourself in the journal, how am I going to act in this situation? What I should be doing? I have been hurting for so long. What should I be doing? How should I be acting? How should I be healing myself? You can ask all these questions right down in your journal, and when you are clearly asking, when you are clear about your situation or the problem that you are facing, and your subconscious mind, your own thoughts will help you to figure out the situation and will give you clear solutions on how you should be acting or what should you be doing in order to overcome this situation. This is really magical. This is really important. Journaling sometimes is like your own personal life coach. It helps you a lot. It really improves your thinking patterns. It really gives you solutions most of the times. So whenever that you're in trouble, you can journal and try to get answers from within yourself, from your subconscious mind. This is really helpful. So the next thing that I do in my self-healing journey is that I talk to myself. I talk to myself most of the times, and it has become such a good practice to me to mentally become very free, to mentally heal myself. Because when I talk to myself, it is creating such an amazing bond that I've never had with anyone. Many people know me, but nobody understands me well than myself. So talking to yourself, figuring things out by yourself and understanding yourself, being your best friend, has helped me so much to understand myself, to understand my needs, what I should be doing in this world, what is my purpose, how should I be prioritizing myself, how should I be working on myself, how should I improve myself, how can I let go of all the bad and negative things that I still have. So talking to yourself whenever you can and trying to understand yourself, it will obviously help you to improve yourself in such amazing ways. So talk to yourself whenever you can. It doesn't always have to be audible. If you're alone, you can always be audible, but if there's other people around you always, all the time, you can just talk within yourself mentally. Earlier, I was very ashamed of this practice and I was very insecure about this practice. I was thinking, am I crazy to talk to myself? But later on that I got to know all intelligent people, they do have this habit. Even Albert Einstein, he was talking to himself. So starting that day, I was never ashamed, and I do it whenever that I can, and it has been such a life transforming experience for me. Next important thing that you have to understand when you are getting into this self-healing journey is that this journey is going to be amazing. You are going to be so liberated. You are going to understand yourself, so much of love and light. It's going to come to you, so much of prosperity, success is going to come to you. Things gonna change. You're gonna change. Your circle is going to change. So many things are going to change. Sometimes it might be uncomfortable, the change might be uncomfortable, but always know that it is happening for your own good. It is happening for the best. So the thing that I want to highlight is that no matter how much you heal yourself, no matter how you're going to raise your vibrations, even if you're going to come to a higher vibration, the challenges that we are going to face in life, these things are not going to stop. But the way that we are reacting, but the way that we are perceiving, seeing and looking at these challenges, it is going to change. And because of that, all these challenges are going to be be easier. Of course, you are conscious and aware about yourself now. All these challenges, you can sort them out successfully. It might take time. Sometimes you might get emotionally drained, but what is important is that you will again and again come back to light. You will again and again come back to light. You will never drown in the darkness ever again if you are being in this self-healing journey, because you are very conscious about the things that is happening around you. Even if it is a challenge, you can easily overcome this by using your emotional intelligence, by using your wisdom, by just thinking in new ways. So remember, challenges, they will never stop, but the way that we are going to act and face life, the way that we are going to experience life, all these things are going to change, and it is going to be very beautiful. So also another thing, not every day is going to be rainbows and butterflies. Not every day is going to be full of light. There's going to be days that you don't feel like waking up. There's going to be days that you feel like not working. There's going to be days that you do not just simply have the mood to go out or be with friends or talk to someone. These things are normal. Never judge yourself. Rest if you want to. Take care of yourself. Be very kind to yourself, because in this lifetime, since the day that you were born until the end of time, you are the only person that is going to know you better, that is going to live with yourself honestly, that is going to spend all these days and all this time together. You are the only person that is going to be with yourself. So always be kind to yourself, understand yourself, and treat yourself in the right way. Respect yourself, love yourself, take care of yourself, give yourself all the attention, and educate yourself. Become conscious, become aware, understand yourself. All these things will make your life on earth a beautiful, a easy, a successful, a satisfying one.